Over the past few weeks, Pastor Darren has been discussing the book of John from the New Testament, and he has discussed how John is different than the synoptic Gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, in both its tone and message. And we continue this morning with John, specifically John chapter 14, the passage that Katie just read, and we will discuss how this passage relates to many mansions. And the sermon is entitled, In Our Father's House. As most of you know, I am the president of Many Mansions. I've had this privilege to lead Many Mansions for the past 22 years. Prior to becoming a member of staff, I was a volunteer and on its board of directors, just like Nancy Moravec and Chris Solto. For those who are unfamiliar with Many Mansions is a nonprofit organization headquartered in Thousand Oaks that provides affordable housing to those persons in our community most in need, and also on-site, life-enriching, life-changing service programs for its residents. Many Mansions has developed and operates 20 apartment communities throughout Ventura and Los Angeles counties, mostly Ventura County, with about 800 housing apartment units. And we house many individuals and families, but lately most of our housing has been directed to those individuals and families experiencing homelessness. There has been for many, many years a very close relationship between this church and Many Mansions. We have and have had many board members, staff members, volunteers, supporters who are part of this church. And this church and its members have given considerable financial and in-kind support to Many Mansions and its programs and its residents through donations of money, food assistance, turkey baskets, clothing, toys, household items, books, and many other things. But its name, Many Mansions, which will be the focus of today's sermon. For it was almost exactly 45 years ago, this very month, when the organization was formed and took the name Many Mansions. Well, why? Why Many Mansions? Not mini mansions, Many Mansions. Where does this name come from? What does the name have to do with affordable housing? When I first became a volunteer at Many Mansions, I wondered about the name. It was a strange name. Why Many Mansions? What is Many Mansions? And I was told that the name came from the Bible. Specifically, the name came from John chapter 14, verse 2. I ran home, looked at my Bible, and did not see anything referring to Many Mansions. My Bible that I have at home is the New International Version, and chapter 14, verse 2 reads, In my Father's house are many rooms. Many rooms, okay. The version that Katie just read, the version that we use in our pews, is the Revised Standard Version, and John 14:2 says, In my Father's house are many dwelling places. Well, I looked up other versions of the Bible, and most other versions use dwelling places or rooms. One uses abode. But it was not until I looked up the King James Version did I see the phrase Many Mansions. And let me read just part of that. King James Version. Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may also. And whither I go, ye know, and the way ye know. So as you can see, the Many Mansions, the name, comes in fact from John 14:2. In my Father's house are many mansions. But still, what does the name mean? Why Many Mansions? Why does Jesus say this? What does he say, and why does he say he's going to prepare a place for us? What place? Are we welcome in this place? All of us are welcome, some of us. Well, I think to understand John 14, we must first understand its context. John chapter 14, chapter 13, 14, 15, etc., take place during the night of Jesus' arrest. This is during the Last Supper. Jesus and his disciples are eating and sharing the Passover, and Jesus is talking about what is going to happen to him. In fact, he's going to be arrested later that night. He will be crucified that very next day. So he's talking, and he's talking about many things. And in fact, right before chapter 14, he announces that one of his disciples, Peter, is going to betray him that very night. Not just once, but 3 times. Before the rooster crows, you will disown me 3 times. Well, you can imagine the feeling of unease that this must have created among his disciples. The questions they must have been asking themselves. Well, what's going on? What's going to happen to Jesus? What's going to happen to me? What was the whole point of this ministry? In John 14, Jesus tries to answer these questions. Jesus first tries to assure and calm his disciples. Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me. Essentially, don't worry. If you believe and trust in God, believe also in me. He then makes a promise, well, several promises actually. He promises he's going to go prepare a place for them. He will return, he will receive them, and he will take them to that place. But what place? Well, to his Father's house. He tells them not to worry. There is a room for all. In my Father's house are many mansions. And he also chides his disciples. He says, if it were not so, I would have told you. Of course, Thomas, disciple Thomas, has doubts and says essentially, well, we don't know where you're going. How can we know the way? And Jesus concludes with this famous passage, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. Okay, well, how do these concepts, these promises, these assurances relate to my nonprofit organization, Many Mansions? How do they relate to affordable housing? I think they do in several different ways. In our Father's house are many affordable communities. And over the years, Many Mansions has been able to develop a wide variety of housing for many different members of our community most in need. Some we purchase and rehab, and some we build from the ground up. Some are large, some are small. Some are for families, some just for individuals. Most incorporate the latest energy and water-saving features. Almost all have facilities for on-site service programs for our residents and other needs like community rooms, barbecue areas, laundries. All are very high quality, well-built, built to serve the community for many, many years. All are beautiful, all are unique, all are designed with the residents in mind. And you can see here's a picture of one of our communities of Hillcrest Villas. Many of you are familiar with Hillcrest Villas here in Thousand Oaks. 60 units of mixed supportive housing. Some of the units are for people that were homeless, others are not. Another picture is, you can see on the left side, a Stoll House. Many of you were back around a Stoll House when this opened in 1998. I think this church actually adopted several of the rooms. A Stoll House in Thousand Oaks, Via Garcia on the right. This was one of our acquisition rehab projects for low-income families. Hacienda de Feliz, which opened here in Thousand Oaks in 2005. And you can see the contractors on the left side. Very, very skilled labor there. Some of our newer properties that we've recently opened. This is Ormond Beach Villas, opening up in 2019 in Oxnard. 40 units of housing, specifically housing for veterans and their families who have experienced homelessness, with on-site programs for those veteran families. Just a 2 years ago, we opened up our first property in Fillmore. That's Mountain View Apartments, 77 units, again, for families and individuals needing housing. Last year, we opened up our very first property in Los Angeles County in the city of Los Angeles, Summit View Apartments. This is 49 units, again, specifically for veterans experiencing homeless. Beautiful property on top of a hill. That's why it's called Summit View, overlooking the Hanson Dam. And you can see a picture of this at night. Beautiful, beautiful property. Just last week, we opened up another property, another community called Central Terrace Apartments in Oxnard. 87 units right by the Union Rescue Mission, downtown Oxnard. 35 of those units specifically for those experiencing homelessness. You can see we have a mural honoring Supervisor Carmen Ramirez, who had died just 2 years ago. She actually gave a speech at our groundbreaking and died 2 weeks later in an auto accident with community space there. This current year, we opened up another property in Los Angeles, our Sun King Apartments, housing 26 units for homeless families. We have been working with the Los Angeles School District, and they said in the Sun Valley area, over half of their elementary school children had experienced homelessness, and they wanted to create affordable housing for families and children that were homeless. Yeah. These really are mansions, I think in the truest sense of the word. That many mansions is more than just housing. In our Father's house are many people. At many mansions, there's a place for the young and the old, for single, for married, English speakers, non-English speakers, those who have disabilities, those who have mental and emotional illnesses, those who do not, those coming from a home, those coming from homelessness. And you can just see some of our residents. There's a picture of one of our residents' youth receiving a scholarship. Many Mansions has a scholarship program that we provide. We have on-site programs for the children, after-school tutoring program, summer camp program that this church has been very much involved in, programs for those residents experiencing homelessness, community programs, on-site items, household goods, clothing. And I think that is the message and that is the promise of John chapter 14. In our Father's house, there is a place for all. And you can see the little boy kind of giving me the thumbs up. This was our Sun King property. He had just moved in, very excited about his housing unit. Well, let me conclude with a parable. Jesus often used parables as a way to illustrate an important teaching. Now, I wrote this parable. It didn't come from the Bible, but I wrote it. It does not come from the Bible. Don't look for it. But I think it illustrates some of the points and the concepts I've been trying to make. A donkey came into a village and found an ox lying by a well. "Mr. Ox," asked the donkey, "why do you lie by this well?" "Why do I lie by this well, brother donkey?" replied the ox. "I will tell you why I lie by this well. Because I am old. I can no longer pull the heavy plow. My master said I was too weak and feeble to be of use, and he sent me away. I came to this village, but the villagers make fun of me and call me names. I am alone and without a home." "Let not your heart be troubled, Mr. Ox," said the donkey. "Neither let it be afraid. Stay here. I will come again, for I go to prepare a place for you. In my Father's house are many mansions." The donkey drew water from the well and gave it to the ox. The ox was amazed, and he drank the water. The donkey departed. Further down the path, the donkey came upon a hen crying at a fence. "Miss Hen," asked the donkey, "why do you cry by this fence?" "Why do I cry by this fence, brother donkey?" began the hen. "I will tell you why I cry by this fence. My chicks and I fled to escape the cruel and oppressive living conditions imposed upon us by the farmer. He locked us in a coop all day. We lacked freedom and opportunity. We escaped to this village, but the villagers do not welcome us and only want our eggs. We are alone and without a home. Let not your heart be troubled, Miss Hen, said the donkey. Neither let it be afraid. Stay here. I will come again, for I go to prepare a place for you. In my Father's house are many mansions. The donkey gave the hen and her chicks some seeds. They were amazed and ate the seeds. The donkey departed. As the donkey was leaving the village, he spied a fox, shivering and hiding behind a tree. Mr. Fox, asked the donkey, why do you shiver and hide behind the tree? Why do I shiver and hide behind the tree, brother donkey? Exclaimed the fox. I will tell you why I shiver and hide behind the tree. When I was young, I committed many wrongs. I was ostracized and forced to leave my home. I traveled to this village, but the villagers will neither forgive nor accept me. Though I have changed my ways, I remain an outsider. I am cold, and I hide behind this tree because I am ashamed. I am alone and without a home. Let not your heart be troubled, Mr. Fox, said the donkey. Neither let it be afraid. Stay here. I will come again, for I prepare a place for you. In my Father's house are many mansions. The donkey gave the fox clothes, and the fox was amazed, and he put on the clothes. The donkey departed and left the village. Several days later, the donkey returned to the village. He gathered the ox, the hen and her chicks, and the fox. Do not be afraid, said the donkey. I have come to take you back with me, so that you may be where I am also. As the donkey led them away, they did not know what to expect, but were happy to leave the village and be together. The donkey brought each to their own new dwellings. The donkey wished each of them well and departed. At first, the ox, the hen and her chicks, and the fox were a bit disappointed. The dwellings, while clean and comfortable, were plain and unremarkable. They did not look at all like mansions they had envisioned. But gradually, they came to accept and love their surroundings and their new friends. After 1 year, the donkey returned. When he saw the ox, the hen and her chicks, and the fox together in the courtyard, he asked how they were. Oh, brother donkey, I could not be happier, replied the ox. I am no longer made fun of or called names. Though I am old, my remaining strength still allows me to help my fellow residents. I have never felt more useful. Oh, brother donkey, we could not be more hopeful, chirped the hen. We are no longer oppressed. With the support of my fellow residents, the chicks and I now have an opportunity for a better life. Oh, brother donkey, I could not be more accepted, stated the fox. I am no longer ostracized, but forgiven and accepted by my fellow residents. I'm no longer ashamed and have resolved to help others who were once like me. The donkey smiled. My friends, he began, you all have come here under different circumstances. Some of you were rejected, some of you were oppressed, some of you were ostracized. All of you were alone and needed a home. In my Father's house are many mansions, a place where all are welcome and accepted, a place where all may live their life to its fullest potential. While it was I who prepared a place for you, it was you who have made this place a home. Thank you.